Is Songkran with water fights back on? Petchburi gets awarded for its culinary scene, and also Phuket Monopoly. That's coming up on today's Good Morning Thailand. Hello and welcome to Good Morning Thailand, sponsored by Coffee Culture and Twin Palms Residences Montezur, brought to you by Natty, Warisa and Jay.
Hello.
Hello, Natalie.
Good morning, Jay.
Good morning.
And the viewers.
Yes.
Cannot talk.
Good morning, viewers.
Yes.
How are you, Natty? Did you have a great weekend?
Yes, I did. I went to have Ethiopian food.
Okay,
on Sunday.
more on that later because you were very excited for a week. Ladies
was.
and gentlemen, as always, we have timestamps on the video, so you can skip to the part where we talk about news sometimes. First topic for today is regarding Songkran again. Now, Songkran 2022 might be back, Natty. So there was news, especially last Friday, that water fights were banned.
Yes.
No to water fights.
No.
And
But now?
a lot of people were upset because Songkran without water fights is like Han Solo without Chewbacca.
Right. You need the Chewbacca.
Yes. But what if I told you water fights are back on?
Ooh. Fun.
But you need your masks on.
Ooh.
No?
Slow claps.
No? So claps?
Yeah.
The claps get slower?
Yeah.
Well, you need a face mask, an ATK test, and you can only play water fights at designated zones.
Okay.
That's right. The change of mind surprised everyone in CCSA's daily briefing. So that's what the CCA, that's the latest thing the CCSA has come out and said. That yes, we'll allow you to play water fights. Great. At designated zones. All right. That's fine as well. But you have to wear a face mask.
That's the weirdest part because like once you wear your face mask, because when you walk in the rain, right, and you're wearing a face mask, it gets soaked anyways, and then you have to take it off.
Natalie, do you know who you're talking to? I'm an Indian man in Thailand. Sweat is enough for me.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
need to wait for the rain.
Right. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's crazy hot weather. This is really like when I'm walking to work or back from work, it's really hot. It's humid. Start sweating, and I can understand. But if you're playing Songkran and somebody's shooting like a water gun at me,
Yeah. Maybe face shields would be better, right?
ooh, face shields, like a full
Right.
360 face shield.
Yeah. 360
Yeah.
face shield, like the whole head.
Yes.
Yeah, might be more. How do you call it? Makes more sense.
And this is why Natty for president.
this is why I
That
am for
makes sense.
president.
You don't
Yeah.
have to wear the mask. You wear a face shield, and
Yeah,
gives you a
see-through.
tactical advantage.
There we
Looks
go.
cooler in
Yeah.
pictures.
Yeah, I actually have seen very, very cool face masks made out of like, I don't know, premium grade plastics before. And they look kind of futuristic almost.
Yeah.
With LED lights and all that.
Well, hey, Kamal's got a quick comment.
Yeah, people are suggesting why don't we wear like scuba mask or a diving mask? So then it makes sense you can still play with the water.
That's creative.
Yeah. Could do, I
I mean,
guess.
who has a scuba diving mask around? What do they mean? Just like a proper scuba diving mask that
But it will
kind
cover
of
your nose too.
covers
but not
your
the
nose
mouth
and
though.
your-
But the mouth is the most dangerous part, no? Because it
Why? You
squirts
can
out
play-
liquid.
You have to play with your mouth open. I sounded Irish there in my mind.
Right.
I apologize to all the beautiful Irish people out there.
Right.
But yes, the BMA actually, which is the Bangkok Metropolitan Authority, they've actually said that they've organized an event where there won't be any water throwing. So you can also go to that.
Fun.
I don't know why you'd want to, but you could.
Yeah.
And yeah, attendees will have to be triple vaccinated.
Triple
Yeah.
at least.
Yes.
Wow, the stakes are getting higher. At first it was like you have to have at least 1, now 2, now 3. Okay,
Yes.
I can count 4,
Soon you have
5.
Yeah, soon
Right.
you'll have to be the vaccine itself.
Okay.
No, obviously not. But I don't know why anyone would want to go to that event unless I'm guessing they have a famous K-pop star there or something. But
Right.
highly doubt it.
But traditionally, Songkran was not all about water guns. That was
Traditionally, yes.
yes.
But nobody wants the traditional Songkran.
Nobody.
Well, a few select people who like to follow tradition. I'm talking about the Songkran where you wear, you know, neon colored shirts.
Right.
You're fully wet. You've got a chang slash sing slash whatever beer you like in your hand. Water gun on the other. You're spraying water. There's weird techno EDM music in the background.
Okay,
That's
we
the highlight of
sync
the
there.
show. That's the level, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a Monday morning at Thaiger. All right.
Okay.
Shall we move on to our next
Yes,
topic?
we should.
All right. UNESCO awards Petchburi, of all places, a culinary scene. It's a hot spot in Thailand, apparently. Do you mean like Petchburi within Bangkok or Petchburi? Petchburi.
The province. I think
province
it's the province
Petchburi. That's
that
what
is
I
in the
thought.
central of Thailand.
That's what I thought, because I was like, I live in Petchburi. I didn't know it was a culinary scene.
Yeah. So apparently every 5 years, UNESCO reviews cities around the world
Okay.
to hand out different kinds of awards. And one of them is the Creative City of Gastronomy Award. Now, last year in November,
Yes.
Petchburi was awarded that. So congratulations to that. Now, the city continues to draw income from food tourism and locally produced ingredients. I find that funny because typically Thailand is known for wellness tourism, medical tourism. Now there's a new type of tourism called the food tourism. So people actually travel there to Petchburi for food. And the governor said that the ingredients and local artisans, they use the food that are entirely produced in that province, which means that the labor, the food, the skills generates a lot of income for that region. Now they expect the total income of the local population to increase by 50% in the next couple of years in 2027. That's a lot. 50% for 2027 from just food alone is quite significant. And the local chefs are getting a lot of recognition, but the one dish that got it famous was the Gang Kua Hua Tan, which is made out of toddy palm curry. I don't think I've ever eaten that dish, actually. So I'm kind of excited. Maybe we should do some investigation into that dish.
You just
and
want free food,
I
don't you?
I just do want free food and traveling stuff.
Okay.
Another food that is known, which is going to be kind of a little bit more current, is the khao chae, which is the rice in jasmine, and it's jasmine rice in ice. Have you
Wow.
ever had that?
No.
It's very strange.
Sounds interesting.
It does sound interesting. It looks beautiful, but I personally don't really like that dish.
Jasmine rice in water, so it's just cold rice? But
Cold
then doesn't
rice.
the rice get soggy and soft?
It does get very soft, and you typically eat that during Songkran festivals because
Oh.
it's very hot. Like in April, that's the hottest time of the year in Thailand, and that's when you eat khao chae.
What was the logic behind that? It's really hot, let's have ice cold food?
Yes, exactly that.
Okay.
So if you want to have authentic khao chae, then do go to Petchburi.
All right. Keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a lot of updates after the break. I'm letting you know now, after the break, this show is just going to go off the rails.
Doesn't it always though?
Yes.
Yes, okay, good.
So for your last piece of news, we do have some news after the break as well. But this is a bit more serious, Natty. Now, last week there was a story about a Thai woman who came back from Cambodia, and the news was regarding how she escaped people from organ harvestation, and they tried to basically take her organs.
Oh my goodness.
All of that was fake.
Oh,
She
Okay.
made that story up.
wow. Quite elaborate. Okay.
Yeah. I was shocked when I read about it. I was like, what? This was covered for almost 3 or 4 days. But basically, you know, once the police were investigating, like, oh, what happened? Where were you trapped? She had the story about how she was taken to hospital because she was cut or something. But there were no hospital records. And she eventually confessed once the police basically pushed her that, hey, your stories don't line up. What's going on? She confessed and she was like, yeah, I made that all up. That's not actually true. She just wanted to come back home.
Oh wow. Okay.
And therefore made all of that up. And also she crossed the border illegally, so that was another issue
You
that
know, when
I
you-
think she wanted to get away with.
Right. But you know, like when people take their lies too far and then you can't stop it and then you just keep going. I feel like that's her. Like when I was a kid, you know, you kind of make stories in your head like, oh, I have a pet dog when you actually don't have it. And then it gets bigger and bigger. I guess she never grew out from that phase. Like,
I'm sorry, what? You
She's
had
just-
an imaginary pet dog?
I actually had like 59 siblings. When I was younger, I told everybody I have 59 brothers and sisters. I have very elaborate imaginations when I was younger. I stopped doing that now. Now I only have 57 siblings.
I'm speechless.
Okay, never mind. Anyways, I do understand her need to do that story.
Carmel's got a comment.
What? How do you say this person's name? Confucius says she ought to get prison time. What do you guys think?
The fact that, you know, this not only does this make like Cambodia look bad, Khmer Times was reporting on her issue quite a lot, but it was just such an elaborate lie, like you said, 57 siblings.
Okay.
But I mean, who in their world would be like, why would she make that up? But yeah, I mean, the lie was so elaborate. She was said like she was originally hired by a Chinese gang in Cambodia. She was working in telesales for illegal gambling. And then she arrived in the country. She was basically she was refused a work permit, work for the center. She was refused, and then she was assaulted, detained, left to starve, and then she was lured to having her organs harvested for sale. Well, what kind of a lie is that?
It's creative. It's a creative lie, that's for sure. And it almost sounds possible as well. I mean, it sounds so crazy that you cannot make this up.
You just be like, yeah, she's definitely not making it up. I mean, oh, poor lady. And then you find out that it was bred the whole time.
Yeah, she was playing make-believes in her head. Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Anyways, I'm glad that at least they reported that it was all a lie. And, you know, hopefully this clears things up.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, Natty. Once we come back from the break, we're all aboard the train of Phuket Monopoly, as well as some more information on almost more than 50% of Thai people are interested in the green. We'll be back right after this. And welcome back after that refreshing break. Natty, do you feel good?
I feel very refreshed.
Is that because you had a sip of your coffee culture?
Oh, I think it was.
Of course, with almost 200 different types of coffee. How dare you? You can find your blend of coffee at coffeeculture.asia. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, our coffee machine, unfortunately, is still broken. Shocking,
sad.
shocking. This work environment is almost impossible. I mean, what can man do to get a good cup of coffee?
Right.
I've got the coffee beans from Coffee Culture. They've done their part. They won't let you down. But what do you do when the coffee machine is broken? You just smell
Fix it. Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
Sure.
And smell it.
And that. And of course, Spores, the show is also sponsored by Twin Palms Residences Montezor. You can now purchase your dream property next to a beautiful beach on a beautiful paradise island in Kamala, Phuket. Look no further than Twin Palms Residences Montezor. All right, it's time for 2 Minutes Thailand, Natty.
Yes.
And today's episode is about durian, everyone's favorite smelly fruit.
I love food stuff.
So, ladies and gentlemen, be prepared to learn more about durian with Nan.
Someone asked me to talk about durian the other day, so here it is. Let me tell you about the durian stories in Thailand. Although durian did not originate in Thailand, I'm sure we can all agree that Thai durian is quite famous and tourists love to eat them when they visit Thailand. In the 1660s, Ayutthaya was known as a port city and served as a meeting point for many merchants and priests from other countries. King Narai Maharaj, the king who reigned Thailand then, welcomed foreigners, and there were many historical recordings from international visitors at that time. De la Loubert, the ambassador to France, wrote the long passage describing durian during his visit to Ayutthaya once, that he found durian smell unpleasant, but the flavor exceeded all of the best of European fruits. The beginning of the 18th century, during the Ratanakosin era, durian was so popular. In 1855, John Calver reported that durian is the only fruit which has ever had a considerable money value in the Siamese market. The canals around Bangkok were where people finally began to specialize in growing durian. That's why Thai durian species mostly originated in Nonthaburi or Thonburi, such as Montong, Chani, or Kampan. The canals, which had made the area so fertile, had downsides too. They were prone to flooding and still are today. Many fruit growers, including durian farmers, sold their plot to urban developers who added to the expanding space of Bangkok. Some got jobs in the city and others moved west along the newly built highways to Chanthaburi, where the government actively promoted durian farming and even giving away land. Nowadays, Chanthaburi province had the best quality of all durians in Thailand. Have you ever tried Thai durian before? And do you like it? Comment down below.
And welcome back to Good Morning Thailand. I hope you've learned a little bit about durians.
Do you like durian?
Yes, I do.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes. In small doses. I wouldn't like sit there and eat it as much as people who really love it. But yes, it's you know, it's a strange texture. It's sometimes gooey. Now, I have no problem with the smell. It doesn't really bother me that much. But it does bother a lot of people.
Yeah, it does.
But yeah, the taste is nice. It's just kind of moist and soft. It's nice once in a while. I like durian ice cream more
durian
than
ice cream is good.
durian the fruit.
Can I give a fun fact? You
Please.
cannot eat durian with alcohol. Did you know that? You can actually die from that.
Really?
The combination, I'm not sure the scientific reasoning behind it, but there's some chemicals that the two don't mix, and you can actually die from it.
Any
so
type
don't
of
do it.
alcohol?
Any type, yeah, basically. Not too sure why though.
Not too sure which type. Maybe it might be like a certain type, like, I don't know, beer or whiskey, like, or is it just all alcohol?
My understanding, or that's from what I've heard from elders telling me,
okay.
yeah, that you should not be drinking those two together. Like
okay.
wine with
Is that a
durian
real
no-go.
thing, or is that
Ting
like
ting.
when your mom tells you go
Gugur.
to sleep or the
Gugur.
boogeyman will come?
Well, it's not. No, it's
She
real.
was just afraid, like, oh, Natty looks like an alcoholic. I better tell her not to have alcohol.
Here,
with
have tons of durian. Now you can't drink. Okay.
No. Okay.
Caramel.
Caramel. Yeah.
Yes, PG Santa said that if you pinch your nose, durian actually tastes okay. There's
know.
a reason why I haven't eaten durian because of the smell.
Just because it smells.
Yeah,
it
it's
is
so
difficult.
strong.
It's difficult for people to eat food that smells quite. You know, it's got a pungent smell to it. Like, but that can be said to a lot of different types of Thai food.
Yeah.
You know, some of the smell of, like, for example, like nam chup, nam prik, what is it called?
I have no idea what you just said.
Namprik.
Namprik, okay.
Which is nam chup is how we say it in the south.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, namchup.
Namprik is like the spicy, powdered.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know how to say namprik in English. Oh, okay. Anyways,
Yeah.
namprik is like a very traditional, I'm guessing,
Yeah.
Thai way of eating food, which is just
Scooping that thing
yeah,
in?
you just scoop it and eat it. It smells horrific.
Really?
Yes,
Ah.
but the taste is quite pleasant.
Right.
It's made with dry shrimps and stuff.
Yeah, it could be an acquired taste. The stinkiest thing I've ever eaten are the stinky tofus from Taiwan.
Okay.
Woo! Those are. If you think durian smells bad, you should eat the stinky tofu or smell it.
Well, Taiwan loves durian. Like most
They do.
Chinese countries
Yeah.
like durian.
Yeah. It's not bad. I don't smell anything too bad with durian. All right.
All right. Let's move on to Bruce McClellan. I hope I've said that name right. Thank you for being a Thaiger member.
Hey, welcome on board.
All right. Natty.
Yeah.
Now, you this weekend you had Ethiopian food.
Ethiopian food, yes.
Tell me more. I can't wait to hear about it because you've been very excited for a week now.
Yeah, I've been trying to get people from the office to go with me, but nobody wanted to go with me, so I ventured out alone. Because why not? And, okay, number one, the food was really good. I really enjoyed it, especially the dessert samosas, although they call them appetizers. So they would put mango in it, they would put banana in it, and how I would describe that is like an elevated, McDonald's, they have
Mango and banana
yeah,
samosa.
it's good. So McDonald's, they have those puff pies, 30 baht pies with pineapples. The Ethiopian one is the elevated version of that. You can taste a lot of cinnamon. It tastes more homemade. It's great. Yeah. And it comes in like a huge platter of food, and then you have to use your hands and eat it. Ooh, that's the only time I get to play with my food, and my mom doesn't like reprimand me for it because that's how you eat Ethiopian food. Sorry, I'm really passionate about ethnic cuisines. I like these.
And turtles.
And turts. Yes, turtsies.
and almost anything that you talk about.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Did you watch the F1 Grand Prix?
How is this related? No, I
What do you
haven't. Is it? No, I haven't.
You didn't watch the F1 Grand Prix? That's right. It's a Ferrari one too.
Is it from Ethiopian?
No.
Oh, but
Ferrari's
okay. I'm
Italian.
okay.
The car, Ferrari.
I know
Yes.
Italians.
But yes, Charles Leclerc taking pole and won the race
right.
with Carlos Sainz, the second Ferrari driver.
Okay.
Therefore having a 1-2.
Okay.
I know all the viewers are excited for F1.
Yes. But you gave me a whole section to talk about Ethiopian food, and then you moved on to F1 Italian cars. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
We
Got it.
moved on from the topic. There is no segue from Ethiopian food to anything else.
All right. Oh,
What
okay.
can man do?
All right.
All right, let's actually talk about a proper topic, which is regarding Monopoly, which is a game, a fun game, but Phuket got its own edition of Monopoly, and it was launched, I believe, on Sunday. That's right,
Right.
ladies and gentlemen. And Num's running some footage now. Yes, Num? All right, and you can see that Tim actually made an entire video about it. He actually went to Central where it was launched, and he made an entire video of what he thinks about Phuket Monopoly, so you can check that video out. But before I go on my rant, Natty, how do you feel? Phuket's the first city that basically have got its own edition. It's first city in Thailand to have its own edition of a Monopoly board. How do you feel? Do you feel good? Are you a Monopoly fan? What do you think about the whole thing?
I was a Monopoly fan when I was 9 years old, so it's quite like a a classic game, so to
Okay.
speak. It's exciting that Thailand has its own Monopoly board. I'm just a little bit curious. Why didn't they just make a Thailand edition? Why very specific Phuket?
Because they must have probably paid the most money.
Probably.
Allegedly.
Probably. How do you feel about the board? Did you watch the video?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you want to know how I felt about the board?
Yes, I do.
I was quite disappointed. Yes. A lot of the... So on the board, I understand, before I start making comments, I understand that, yes, Phuket is the first city, so they had to represent, but whoever sponsored the board, they paid a lot of money to be on the board, to be on the board, but some people were on the board that had no place being there. I felt like Monopoly is one of the biggest games in the world for me. And it was a game I played growing up. I still play it now, sometimes with friends and parties, with my family,
I was never invited.
What else do you do during the quiet hours of Thanksgiving? So I really enjoy playing Monopoly, and I thought it was a big moment when Phuket was chosen as the first city in Thailand to have its Monopoly board. And I thought it was an opportunity for Thailand to highlight the great things that Phuket has to offer. Think of it from this sense. A man comes to Thailand You know, he comes to Phuket, his favorite city. He buys a Monopoly board. He goes back and gives it to his children. Now, this might be a stretch, but this game then gets passed on to his children, to their friends. They grow older, and the future generation thinks, I'm going to come to Phuket one day, and I'm going to go to this place called Utopia, which is, I believe, a Chinese real estate company.
All right.
How is that? I mean, you know, I thought the board would have real streets and have real monuments and what are the tourist attractions, but, you know, some of them were clearly marketing tools that some companies use to market their products. And I get it, but
Not the whole entire
I felt
board,
like
right?
the tourism authority or the city itself should have taken a stand and said, no, some things are bigger than just getting money. This was our chance to put our city on a global stage and, you know, make a show out of it. And here we've kind of, in my opinion, trashed it with just putting random marketing tools on it and companies' names, and you know, some things are bigger than money, man. Like, take this chance to, and even for example, I feel like there was a missed opportunity on highlighting some of the streets. For example, one of the squares was Lat Yai Market, which is a great market. It's one of the most popular night markets that only happens on a Sunday. But they missed an opportunity because it's on a road called Tanon Talang that most people don't know what the road is called. Here's your opportunity to bring highlight to the road because Tanon Talang, believe it or not, when it's Monday to Saturday, it's a very popular tourist attraction.
Oh, okay.
People go there for snacks, for souvenirs, to look at the Portuguese architecture. It's a very vibrant place with a lot of cafes and restaurants. Why not highlight that street and just highlight what it does on a Sunday, which is a market?
Right.
Maybe they wanted to highlight that market, I guess, but I don't know. Missed opportunity, disappointed. This is my city, this is my home, and I feel let down. Not that they care, but that's okay.
Maybe you should create a Thaiger board to, you know, counter that.
A Thaiger Phuket board?
Yeah, Thaiger or Bangkok board or whatever.
I don't know.
Carmi?
Yes, Ryan Bishop called that Monopoly display an advertising scheme.
Basically, yeah, basically.
Well, it's all about the
Hans-
money, isn't it?
Hans asked if the Bangla Road was on the board.
I think it was. I think
No, I
saw-
don't
no?
think it was.
Oh.
I don't think it was.
What I did notice, though, when Tim was showing the board around, is that the Thai spellings, some of them were wrong.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so somebody needs to do a spell check. I hope that the final product itself is correct, but on the floor, that display was incorrect. So that was a little bit weird because Monopoly is a big company. I would think that they could afford somebody to do grammar and spelling checks, right?
One of the squares on the Monopoly board was like scuba diving.
Right.
So you can buy a square of scuba diving for $100 Monopoly dollars, and I was like,
makes sense.
"What the hell is that? What? That's not a street. That's not a monument. It's just an activity. Is there no scuba diving anywhere else on Earth?
Right.
What? Who
Oh.
approves this? Where am I? Moving on, because I've spoken about Monopoly for too long.
Yeah. Just like how I was talking about
Right.
Ethiopian food.
Our
right?
last topic is a little sensitive. As always, ladies and gentlemen, whoever you are watching, we cannot say, all we're going to say is that most Thai people are open to the green. What is the green, you might ask? We cannot say that word on YouTube because our video will be flagged
Okay.
and therefore demonetized, and we won't make any revenue from the video, which would make
A very sad lunchtime.
yes.
Yes.
So we will from now on refer to you know what as the green. You know what we're talking about. Now, market research and data analytics firm YouGov, they did a survey, Natalie, over the week, and they carried out an online from February 28th, and about 2,044 people over the age of 18 participated, and they wanted to know how many Thai people and how many people in Thailand are interested in the green. And would you believe it, 62% of Thais are interested in consuming the green-based products in the next 12 months.
In the next 12 months. Okay.
That's right.
believable. Yeah.
62% of Thai people over the age of 18 want to try it or will try it. Does that surprise you? 62%? I thought more than 50%. That's quite high, I thought.
I'm not that surprised because it's not only for recreational purposes, like just like recreation meaning like putting it in teas and stuff for, you know, the taste, but it could also be medicinal, you know, sometimes. So I'm not surprised.
Yeah, you can find the full article online, but basically they even did a breakdown of what type of generations are interested in it, from baby boomers to Gen Z to Gen X to millennials. So quite a different variety of people with different age groups are interested and want to try edibles as well in Thailand. And lastly, the people who said no had fears. Obviously, some people said, look, we're not interested in trying this. And their fears were based around fear of addiction, possible loss of control over their actions, memory loss or impairment, unpleasant smell and taste, and heart palpitations. So there are still fears around the consumption of the green.
Right. But that's why the government is regulating these, right? So it's not, the THC component is not too high, so you wouldn't have those symptoms. But I mean, it's okay, each to their own. Like if they don't want to try it, then they don't have to.
All right. Kama, hold on to your question. Actually, no, don't hold on. Please tell me your question.
What?
I apologize.
Okay. West Texas Greg said to open up dispensaries and tax the sales, treat it as alcohol. Yeah.
Well, I don't think we're far away from that, because if the health minister has his way, he will legalize the green, and he's one of the front runners who's promoting it in Thailand. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and once we come back from the break, we're going to have a longer Q&A, and we're going to go slightly unfiltered, because we haven't done unfiltered for a while. So ladies and gentlemen, if you do have any questions regarding any of the topics today, please let us know now. We'll be back right after this. And welcome back. You're watching Good Morning Thailand, and it's now time to answer your questions. Ladies and gentlemen, let us have it. Karma will filter them. We are also monitoring the questions as little as possible, because it's difficult to give a proper answer. So, Karma.
Honest Views said that Natty's hand waving is like Nang Talung. What's that?
Is non-hello?
Nang Talung.
Nang talung. Oh, is it like
the
that?
puppeteer.
Okay. I was so confused. I'm like, he keeps saying that. Okay,
I was told my hands are like I'm making balloon animals.
Balloon animals, yeah.
The Wu-Tang Life said that Natty just taught people how to murder someone, mix durian with alcohol.
Oh, well, that just goes to show where your brain is at.
Where your brain's at.
Oh, what, my brain?
You were wondering whether it was like a myth or it's something that our parents told us to get scared of this and that, right? So I searched it up myself, and there were some people that said that they've experienced really bad side effects the next day. Like, they didn't die, but they felt really sick. It's not like a hangover or anything. It's just really bad. But there are some people that were like, oh, I felt nothing.
I see.
So I think it's based on what your body can
possible strong
handle.
side effects. All right.
Let's see.
Glad you are happy, Natty,
I am
says
very
Ryan
happy.
Bishop. Ryan Bishop is happy that you're happy.
Thank you, Ryan Bishop. It's Monday morning. It's a good time to be at work.
Sick Puppy says Phuket or Pattaya for Songkran, which is the better location given all the stupid rules?
Wasn't Pattaya the hub for like going for a Songkran?
Parties?
Yeah,
Pattaya has always been known to throw a good party.
Yeah.
But during the current restrictions, I think Phuket would be a lot more vibrant scene, because it's been open for a lot longer and the rules allegedly seem to be a bit more looser there. So, in my opinion, I think Phuket would be more vibrant this Songkran.
This is weird, because now I'm reminiscing back on how Songkran used to be, and now I remember there were trucks full of people
Yeah.
with huge buckets of water, and you would just splash, and
Yeah.
nobody's wearing seatbelts. Everybody's just standing up.
Yeah,
and
yeah. Open
oh,
truck
yeah,
behind,
open truck. Oh, those are the good days.
Even water hose, like just
Yeah,
water hosing people.
water hoses. This is insane.
Yeah, sometimes the fire trucks.
Yeah,
the fire
exactly.
trucks like take a round out and they just start throwing water at people.
Yeah.
Everyone's having a great time.
Right.
Even the police are really cool. Like some of them are, wearing a raincoat and a
Yeah.
tie raincoat, and they have to basically be on the streets. They're still on duty. But if you throw a full bucket of water on the police or hit them with a water gun, they don't get angry. They just,
Yeah, they-
it's all welcome on Songkran Day.
Yes.
No More Mondays said that we should have a Tiger deck of cards
Yes.
as a game. Yeah,
Yeah.
like the
Ooh,
cards.
that would be fun.
Oh,
would
and
be
the
cool.
Joker could be Tim's face.
Yeah.
Right?
Nicholas Odatsis says, how did you know that Ferrari would win? Well, thank you for watching the earlier shows, Nicholas, where you heard me say that Ferrari would win. But
Oh, yeah, you
I
did.
am a very big fan of F1, and I have been watching the practices when they were testing out the new cars under the new regulations. So I watched all the practices. Then I watched free practice 1, 2, 3. I watched the qualifying, and Ferrari has been looking strong since the first practice. And earlier, they actually stopped their season halfway or just past halfway to focus on this year's new car. So they've been struggling for the last couple of years. But those days are over. Ferrari is back.
I know that Carmel is not going to read this, so I'm going to read it for you. PG
Yep.
Santa says, question for Carmel. What's the weirdest thing about Thailand for you?
The thing is, I was born and raised here, so everything that I see now, like, it's not that weird to me, or I just haven't thought about it. It seems normal to me, so I can't really find anything weird about it. Yeah, no, nothing's weird.
Okay, that's good.
PG Santa, though, previously when we were talking about the green, he said that Natty gets antsy whenever the topic of drugs pop up. I wonder why. Dun dun dun.
Really? Do I seem antsy
When?
when the subject of
Green popped
greens
up.
pop up? I thought
You just get excited.
I get excited. What are you talking about? I'm not angsty. I likes it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Natty is pro
Green stuff. Yeah.
green stuff. All right. Any other questions? And we're all looking for them.
Yeah, I'm
Gentlemen,
looking.
I hope you're having a great Monday by the time, as I try to fill in the gaps while people are looking for questions. I hope you've all had a good weekend. I hope you're all looking forward to the week that's coming ahead. Let me just tell you, so actually we're going to be off for almost 5 days this coming Songkran, because it is a public holiday. Yes, Natty on holiday.
Is a happy Natty.
Yes, and sad Jay, because Jay needs to figure out what shows need to go out on the days that we won't be working. So we are planning to release quite a few videos. We will try to pre-record them, have some special videos for Songkran, as well as get some videos done for Bounce, so that you may be entertained on the days that we are off.
Sounds good.
Right, any questions, guys? Or shall we end the show?
There was one question of why we cannot say that actual word and we have to replace it with like green or something.
That's just because of YouTube rules. You can't talk about... YouTube has a lot of rules, and rules regarding talking about the green topic, because it is still a banned illegal substance in Thailand. So if we say that word, what happens is... So this is what actually happens. If we show pictures of it, or if we say the word and we talk about it, the video gets flagged, either by itself, because, all videos have subtitles, so once our words gets translated from the system, they know that we're talking about that subject, and therefore the video gets flagged. Or a person watches the video and they see that, oh, they're talking about the green, and then they flag the video. So the video goes up for review. And it takes about sometimes 7 days to review the video. And during the time of review,
We're starving.
we can't make any money from the video.
Yeah.
But normally videos like Good Morning Thailand last only 1 to 2 days, because they're relevant to the day.
Yeah.
So if we get flagged now, we don't make money for the next 7 days, and after 7 days the video becomes irrelevant. Therefore, we've worked for nothing.
Yeah. We
And
hungry.
that makes people sad.
That's why
I
we
hope-
need more greens.
Yes, so we try to give the news about sensitive topics that YouTube doesn't like, or that illegal topics, not illegal topics, about illegal substances, and try to find a creative way to still present news. So that's the reason. I hope that answer was sufficient. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I felt like I just gave a speech.
You're good at giving speeches, actually. You answer them very thoroughly.
He has random
And-
pep talks.
Yeah. And very succinctly as well. I mean, yeah.
See, so for example, Confucius says, but Joe Rogan can smoke a spliff online and it's okay. Well, Joe Rogan doesn't rely primarily on YouTube monetization. He's got sponsors. He makes money through various different sources for his video. Like Spotify has already paid him $100 million for his podcast.
Wow.
He doesn't care what he films. He can smoke whatever he wants in front of the camera.
Plus, in America, in many, many states, it is legal.
Yes.
So it's okay. Right.
So, all right.
Right.
Any last questions, or shall we end it?
We can end it. It has reached the 40-minute mark.
All right.
Oh.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's reached 40 minutes. That means it's
to say
time to
bye-bye.
say goodbye. We hope you've enjoyed the video so far. 82 likes, 440 people watching. If you've enjoyed the video so far, please click the like button. And we hope you've had a good weekend. We hope you have a great Monday, and we hope that you have even a better week. And we'll be with you here tomorrow. Natty, will you be here tomorrow morning?
I guess so.
Yes,
if you want
will.
me here.
Natalie.
I will be here. I should have known. Yes, and I will be here.
Natalie Worisa will be here tomorrow morning as well,
Okay.
as the return of Sir Tim will be on Wednesday. So look forward to Natty tomorrow morning to brighten up your Tuesday.
Yay.
She's so excited.
Right. Thank you, Natty.
Okay. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, the viewers. And
Yes.
bye from
Thank-
Henrietta.
Yes, and thank you, Carmel. Thank you, Noom. And thank
Hey,
you,
thank
viewers.
you.
Have a great Monday.